Hello everybody, happy Friday. It is 5:09 and I'm eating a drumstick and I don't even care. It has been a week. Always going back to remote learning. The first week is always a disaster. It's always a nightmare. It's always an adjustment. And needless to say, even though this is our third time being remote, it doesn't get any easier. So, ice cream was in order. And we finished all of our ice cream. So, I got myself a drumstick. But I am in one of those moods where I'm just like, I'm existing and I'm just relaxing and I'm just chilling and trying to figure out what to do. But I was watching Miss Scarlet and the Duke and I binged it in 2 nights. There's only 6 episodes, so it wasn't that bad. But I watched 3 on Thursday, and no, today's Friday, so I watched 3 on Wednesday and 3 on Thursday, and I'm like bummed that it's done. So I'm kind of like, I need a new show. Scott and I have been binging shows like it's our job. We also finished Black Falcon and The Winter Soldier. That was a really good episode. We still haven't picked up Snowpiercer yet. We weren't feeling it when it was first dropping, and now we're kind of like, I feel like I have to be in a mood for it. Like we just haven't been in that mood. But maybe we'll get into that one. And we have a couple other shows that we've dabbled in. But yeah, looking for some show recommendations, I guess. So I'll leave some down below that we've been watching recently because my brain is off now and can't name them for you. So check it down below if you have like mystery slash fantasy slash, I don't know, stuff like that. Let me know. I'd love to find some new things. And I have access to basically any service and show, so don't worry if it's like only on Amazon or only on Netflix or whatnot. But yeah, I'm going to chill out tonight, but I did want to hop on with my ice cream and say hello. And maybe I'll touch base later. I have some little sproutlings growing. Sproutlings have officially busted through the soil today, so I was very happy. It also snowed this week. There was actual snow that lingered for a few hours. Was not happy about that. But the weather's supposed to be nice this weekend, so we're going to do some gardening, tidy up. We're going to help my dad fix up one of his decks, and yes, I'm hoping that we can be out in the sun and enjoy some of that and recoup from this week. Hello! I haven't actually officially said hello yet. It is now Saturday afternoon. Scott and I have a new show, Shadow and Bone. We may have already binged half of it. We watched 3 episodes this morning, and we watched obviously 1 last night. There's 8 episodes. We're loving it. We're trying to pace ourselves. I don't think it's gonna really work, but that's okay. We can try. And I had a nice relaxing shower. I've hurt my neck a little bit. My neck's a little bit sore the last couple of days. And I'm not sure if it's just to do with being back at work, like remote, and being at the computer all day and kind of like looking into my screen. But I've been using my Theragun. I was using different like massage heads on my shower. Still hasn't quite done the trick, but I'm going to Theragun it a couple times this weekend and see if that works. But I was just drying my hair, and oh my god, my hair is so long. I don't know if you can like fully appreciate how long it is. Like my boobs end here and it's still several inches lower than that. But I think it's time for a change. I know I haven't mentioned it to anybody in real life except for Scott, but I think it's time. I'm gonna do a reel for it too. I just want to figure out what I want to do for that, but who knows. So I'm chiming on because Scott and I are gonna go help my dad, and we're going to get a few tools from him to help do our backyard. So it's gonna be a bit of a garden transformation. So when I showed you guys the before last week, I never showed you an after because I never got back to it beyond the giant clump in the middle of my backyard. So we're gonna fix that today. The sun was shining a few minutes ago. Looks like it's kind of hiding behind a cloud now, but hopefully it comes back out. And I think it's supposed to be warmer. Like I said, it snowed this week, so anything is warmer than the day we had snow. And I also haven't been out of my house in a week, so this will be nice. I also have a little mini rant about the beloved Tim Hortons and the fact that I guess during this pandemic or this lockdown or some combination thereof, they've stopped selling their English breakfast teas. Now, I have been a Tim's girl through and through, like for years and years and years, and it's only in the last year or so that I've kind of abandoned Tim's tea. So, little backstory, before Tim's had steeped tea, I'd get a regular orange pekoe tea, I'd have my tea bag, I'd go dunk, 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 and I'd throw them out. So when they had steeped tea, chef's kiss, was so happy, didn't have to toss the bag anymore. But over the last year or so, every steeped tea I've had at a couple different locations of Tim's has been absolute crap. Like over-steeped or just like neglected or whatever, and it's just been awful. So the other day when we were coming back from the cottage past weekend, we'd stopped at one of the en routes, and it was like 9:40, so like the Wendy's wasn't even open. Scott was hoping to get some food, and I was gonna get a tea and a bagel, and I kind of remembered my cake, get an English breakfast. And then he's like, we don't have that. And I was kind of like, I was taken aback, and when Scott said Wendy's wasn't open, we just left. So then we came back to the city, went to another location that was like another Wendy's Tim combo by a gas station, and again, I asked for an English breakfast, and she's like, we don't have it. And I was like, is there a shortage or something? And she said that apparently it's just not selling very well right now, so they're not restocking it. So I had an Earl Grey. I don't like Tim's Earl Grey. It's way too floral for my taste. So today, this morning, before Scott and I settled down for our show, he decided to run out to Tim's and get me a tea, but they had an English breakfast. So I was very, very happy about that, but I need to buy some new tea because I've had the Higgins and Burke, which you get from McDonald's, and I've converted to McDonald's tea. And so I prefer that, but then I also go to Starbucks for my chai tea latte or a London Fog, which are both very, very delightful. So I kind of just bounce around with whatever's available, whatever's close to me, whatever I'm in the mood for. But I was really bummed about the English breakfast tea because I was like, I really was getting back into that. So I'm gonna order some. I don't know if I'm gonna order the Tim's one, I'm not sure. I think you can buy the Tim's ones online, or I'll just get an English breakfast in general. But the Higgins and Burke Orange Pekoe, the Higgins and Burke Naturals Orange Pekoe is really good. I'm also going to be diving into decaf tea. It sounds blasphemous to say it out loud. But I'm not sure if, like, I've never had a reaction to caffeine. So people who are like, oh, I've had more than one cup of tea or more than one cup of coffee and they have the jitters. I do not know these jitters of which you speak. Because I've been drinking tea since I was literally probably 3. And I drink copious amounts of tea. Like, I don't think people could drink as many cups of coffee in a day as I do tea. I'm sure there are some people, obviously, but like, I could literally I drink tea more than I drink water, which is also a bit of a problem. I'm trying to drink more water, but also I've read conflicting things that tell me that I'm not dehydrating myself by having tea. Maybe I'm not hydrating myself enough, but I digress. But the caffeine thing, I'm curious to know if it's kind of having some underlying issues with me. And I've had some decaf tea not too long ago, and I didn't notice a difference. So I'm like, well, if I don't notice a difference, then it's probably not that big a deal. So I think I'm gonna look for some decaf, and I think the Higgins and Burke had a decaf option, I think. Anyways, I ordered it off Amazon last time. So now that I've, you know, nicely done my hair, I'm going to have to put it up or put it into braids or something and head over to my dad's. So when we got to my dad's, he'd actually already moved the deck, which is what we were going there for. And you see there's a whole bunch of leaves, and unfortunately there's actually a lot of garbage that's flown underneath there, which drives him absolutely mental. So we were there to move that plant from the back corner, and now it's been transplanted. We used to have a big hibiscus there, but it's died, so we wanted to replace them. And then I actually plucked up a lot of things from his garden to help make a path, and that area right there that you see, I totally plucked and got a whole bunch out. It's all nice and clean now, and it's going to actually come back to our garden. We have a lot of stuff we helped tidy up, a whole garbage bag of remnants, and then you can see all the stuff that came to our place for me to replant. And then in the back, we had a tree that kind of collapsed onto our back fence, so our super, and with Scott's help, cut it down so that it wouldn't break itself anymore or damage our fence. And you can see it just above there. We actually get a little bit more light in the backyard now, although that might change once we get to summer. And then here are my little sproutlings. So they have finally punctured the soil, which is very exciting. Nothing from the other side yet. My tulips look like death. The one frost we had did not do well. And then I have some Rose of Sharon, which are these big sticks that I have to plant so that I can hopefully have a nice big Rose of Sharon bush in the back. All right, got some of these from my dad's garden. It's a bush, at least it is on his property, and we've separated it. And I've kind of clumped them because they do grow quite full and I want them to spread, so I thought I'd put them a little bit farther apart. That little straggler may need to move closer to another clump, but it helped fill up the garden bed. My lilies are coming in, and now my hostas are coming in. You can see them better in the back, but I did a little digging earlier and saw him, so I'm very happy. Now I need to figure out what to do here, because it's quite barren still. I'm sure this is a super unflattering angle and terrible lighting, but I need to do some laundry. I have no idea what's in this frame right now. And I don't think I've shown you guys the punching bag yet, so I'll show you guys that. I'm also trying to figure out how to continue tackling this area, which is like most of my basement. I have to rearrange my office because I got a new piece of furniture yesterday. It's like a 3-drawer unit, but the bottom is like a really big filing cabinet, and that's something that I need, especially because I want to try and get rid of some of my school files. I want to file things and then digitize them over the summer, but I kind of need one place for them because right now I've got them in like different bins and different storage areas, and then I keep siphoning them. So I think because this one is like a super deep, it's like 27.5 inches, I think is the total depth of this cabinet. So it's like the deepest filing cabinet I think I've ever seen. I grew up with my dad having a pretty big one. But I want to start moving some of that stuff up, but I have to totally rearrange my office because I was hoping I'd be able to store it in Scott's office. Needless to say, he said no. Because I was going to put just like our home files and stuff, things that we need in it, but he's redoing some storage under one of his desks, and so he already has a plan for that space. Allegedly. But anyways, it's whatever. But yeah, I'm kind of feeling motivated to get some stuff down here done and resort it and reorganize, and I have to be ruthless. Ruthless. I gotta get rid of some clothes, and I have like my 4-drawer unit down here, so I'm gonna better store some of the clothing that I'm not currently wearing, or that is being stored for like I wear seasonal things for work, like different holidays, and we also have school shirts for different times of the year, so I'm gonna get those all in one place, and just kind of do a better job purging. And then I have a whole bunch of stuff of Scott's that he would like to just throw away because they don't fit him, but they're things that I'm like, we can fit back in these again. So I might go through those and kind of figure out what do I think is realistic, and then things that aren't, or things that I don't think he'll ever really wear again. Because another thing is, like, he doesn't have to dress up for work, but like when he was at work, they were able to just do polos and jeans. He used to, when he first started there, he used to be dress shirt and dress pants. But lucky ducky hasn't had to do that for a couple of years. So there's no real point in keeping a whole bunch of button-ups that he's just never really going to have to wear again. So we're going to figure that one out. And I just have so many storage bins. And like they're empty, which is nice. But like what the heck do you do with a whole bunch of freaking empty, like, I was a Tupperware, they're definitely not Tupperware, but like the big storage bins. So there's a few vacuum seal bags I'm going to do for bedding. And I got some pillows, so again, I gotta kind of go through the pillows and decide, like, to just donate them. I know people aren't really, they aren't gonna really buy pillows on, like, Marketplace or whatever. Maybe I could try, I have no idea. I put a whole bunch of dresses and shoes up, and I've had a whole bunch of views, but, like, no interest. So I'm kind of like, meh. It's been, I think it's been just over a week now. Maybe, like, about a week. And so I'm gonna, with lockdown, I have no idea if even like the consignment shops and stuff were open, where I can like sell them to them type of thing. If they're even taking things, or if, because of the pandemic, they're not taking things, they're not even open at all, or they're just not taking stuff in general because of the pandemic. Like, who knows? Because it'd be nice to get a little bit of something from them. Like, even if it's like, you know, I don't know how these consignment shops are working right now. If it's like, I know sometimes they do store credit versus giving you cash, or like they give you money after it's been sold, like a commission of it or something. I don't know. That's something to think about. Because some of these, like some of my shoes were brand new. There's a couple, 1 or 2 pairs that are brand new that have just never been worn because they never fit. So, yeah, that is my little basement tirade. So I'm going to get some laundry done now. One thing I'll say about our laundry setup is, unfortunately, due to how the pipes are and the angle of what our basement is, our washing machine and dryer are on opposite sides of each other, which is kind of frustrating because the doors will collide. Instead of like coming out of one and going to the other, I have to go around around the doors, which is, you know, first world problem, but it's one of those things that's just like funny, but it also annoys me. This is the punching bag, and I'm trying to like not show you my atrocious basement, but we have a couple of 25-pound plates and 30-pound dumbbells on it because Scott's a little more forceful than I would be. The size of bag, I want to say it's a 100-pound bag, and I think this particular bag was also good for like kickboxing, or like approved for kickboxing or something like that. So Scott's been trying to get me into boxing workouts. I'm not the biggest fan of it. Like, it's fun to just go pop, pop, pop. But Scott's been doing a couple different boxing workouts, so I might try it once or twice. But I'm just more keen on getting out for walks. Now the weather's nice, out for walks. When the weather's not so nice, being on the treadmill. But the other day I did my 10 through 30, and then I started doing kettlebell swings, and I did some squats, and I took a step, and my hamstring did something on my left leg. Like, I just felt it, and I was like, ooh, that's not going to be good. So I stopped everything and went upstairs and used my Theragun, put some ice on it, put some heat on it, did all that. Because I have been down that line of injuring various parts of my legs, and it is awful. I also realize this lighting is probably awful, and I should probably stop talking down here, but I didn't get to do my full weights that I wanted to, and then of course the last couple of days I've been making sure that I'm not agitating it. I'm not winning right now, and it's like mocking me. So this is the filing unit. They are super duper deep. Scott's actually pushing it into my office a little more, so I can't actually pull out the door all the way. But it's got a little narrow spot here. This, I've just discovered, can actually move to divide it separately, so that's pretty cool. I wonder, does the second one have that? Yes, it does. You can't see it, it's like black, but it's there. And then what I like is that it's got the actual framework for hanging files. So I'm happy that it's in there, because I'm gonna get a bunch of the school things that I have down in my basement filed and organized and then digitized over the summer, which I mentioned earlier. But it's super deep, and I like legitimately do not know where I'm gonna put it. And like, I have a couple ideas, but it literally means like totally turning my office around. It unfortunately is a few inches deeper than my closet, because I did contemplate putting it in there and moving one of the units out. That's not going to work. So this is what I've got at the moment. So this table is not supposed to stay here, and every time I show you that, I'm telling you that I'm going to move it, and I haven't moved it yet, just because I just haven't. But then I brought this unit up recently. I haven't fully used it yet. It still has like my classroom labels and stuff on it. Those are the clothes that I photographed and put up on Marketplace. But like, this only really fits there. And I have my printer, which you can't move because we put it on the wall, and that is its home. But that table's not going to be there. And then over here, I've got, we had them as bedside tables when we first moved in. I've had them as bookcases in my classroom, and now they're kind of these tower ends that has the other piece of wood on top as a shelf. And what's been in these shelves has changed a little bit. I'm not gonna move the tripod, but like, I got books here right now. I just reorganized this one recently because it used to have all my washi tapes, which are in my other unit over here. You can see I moved them over there. So part of me is wondering if I can just condense some of this stuff and some of potentially this stuff into here, but like, I don't want to get rid of them. The other thought is, okay, if I move those two over here somewhere, unfortunately, like the way that we have this braced, they're not going to be able to fit flush underneath the shelf. So they're going to jut out a little bit, and I don't know until I move them here how much farther they're going to jut out from this. So I don't really want it to jut out too much more. So So the thought is maybe putting the filing cabinet over there and then having space to obviously pull it out, but then I kind of lose the tabletop feature, and I could balance it on that, but it would be much lower. It would be like less than this height. So there's just a lot to ponder, because I don't want to put it in the basement. I want to actually use it, and I feel like if it goes into the basement, it'll just die there. So because it's so deep, like those two top drawers could hold a lot. So again, it's like what can be condensed and moved and repurposed. I have no idea. That will be tomorrow's struggle. Good morning. So it is Sunday morning. It's almost noon. I think it's like 11 something. I feel so lost without my Fitbit. The charger's not in the city, and I need to get out of my house, and we have no milk. And instead of doing the adult thing and going to the grocery store to get milk, I'm going to Starbucks instead. And I'm going to buy myself a beverage. So I also haven't driven my car in over a week, so I like to make sure that I get some use out of it, because the last pandemic, or like not last pandemic, the last major lockdown in the spring, like last spring, I had to replace my brakes because apparently that them getting used, they didn't want to cooperate and they caused some issues. So I was very upset about that. I would also really like if my car would unlock. Thank you. Need to get out of the house, drive my car. Like I really should just stop and get milk. But I don't want to, but I should. The adulting issues. Did not sleep at all last night, or at least not very well, so I'm a bit crabby. Just because I'm not sleepy, but my body just feels so tired, and I'm sore from yesterday. I don't even know why, but like, I evidently activated my glutes quite a bit yesterday, because my butt hurts. It's an overcast day, it's mopey looking, which does not help, so I don't know if I'm going to get much done in the garden today, so that's also kind of annoying. Also supposed to be down to -2 tonight. Also very annoying. It's just frustrating. I need a little pick-me-up. Remember to grab a mask, because that's the one beautiful thing about working from home and teaching from home, is that I don't have to wear a mask all day because I'm in my own house. But it also means that when I go out, I have to be extra mindful to grab one. So I've got that. I still have a ton, I think you can see them behind me. I have a ton of library books that I brought home when we went on our March break or our spring break, because I thought if there's a chance that we don't go back to school, I should have them so I can turn them to the library. But again, we've had no word as to whether or not we're going to stay remote. So I'm kind of holding on to them because I know that the moment I give them back, I'm not going to get my hands on them again, and we're going to go back to school, and I'm going to be really annoyed because my kids are going to be doing a project. And now I'm trying to find all digital versions of some of the resources for them. So there's a lot going on, but it's time for some Starbucks. So I think I have it figured out. I'm not thrilled, but I don't hate it. So that's, that's something. So I'm gonna start with under my printer. So the wood bookcases that I have didn't fit because of the brace, which I knew was gonna happen. So I actually flipped them. I flipped them upside down. And then that way I could kind of sandwich them between them. And I realized they're offset. I had them offset because I prefer to have the space around my charger. So I don't hate it. And I think this will give me a chance to store a couple of school things, like school textbooks and stuff that I have at home, kind of in that spot. And then I think I could still deal with my jewelry being over here. I'll just use the top of the filing cabinet as the display instead of having that shelf, which obviously sit across those two. And then I turn this one sideways. I don't know if it really matters. Like, I can open up all the drawers and not run into like hitting this or anything else. But I don't know if I like that it's shallower this way, so that if I'm pulling up my table, it doesn't hit it, or if I'll have it kind of turn around so that when I'm sitting here, I can see it. Not that it matters, because all my labels are from my classroom, so like marker, stationery, tools, supplies, all that stuff. And then I've tucked the table behind it. That was one of the tables I was using when I film in the corner and need something to put stuff on. So this is what the rest of it's looking at right now. Oh. So the table needs to go. I don't need the table for anything. I just kind of, it's been held on to for a while without really well, it served a purpose at one point, no longer serves that purpose. And unfortunately, I can't take the legs off. If you take the legs off of it, then I would store it. I would keep it. I think it's time to go. So that being at the office would be nice. It's also really weird because I took a piece of wood off my printer that I was using as like a makeshift shelf slash like backdrop. So I'd put other things against it when I was doing like a flat lay, if I wanted like a white, like more like shiplap kind of look. So it looks weird now because like I've taken that completely off. But I don't know, I think this will work. Not sure what I'm going to do with that makeshift shelf that I had balancing. I feel like I'll probably keep that for something. And then my white little storage unit right there. That, I'm not getting rid of that, I'm not throwing that out. But I will definitely put that downstairs for a different use. I don't know what yet, but it's just good to start. Oh, I do know what. It'll be my other craft bin, because I have one like that downstairs already that I was using for some arts and craft storage. So that'll be perfect, actually. Oh, good. Oh, that's exciting. And then, yeah, that's about it. I gotta find a new spot for my floor cushions. So I have 2 floor cushions from various times in my office. The green one is actually the bum cushion from our old chair. What's it called? Armchair? Not armchair. I guess so. And I've always wanted to just cut off this part and make a square. But I'm also kind of just like, why bother having to resew it when it is what it is? And then I have a blue body pillow, which is what I was sitting on earlier. I don't know if I have footage of that, but I've had both of those in here, and I used to have the blue pillow in my classroom a few years ago. It was super handy for the kids to sit on and snuggle with when they're reading independently around the room. But obviously I can't bring stuff into the classroom this year. So it's something I just like, I keep because I know it can be used, but I might fold it up and put it into storage for now, because the green one just fits the aesthetic more. But again, I want to find a space for it to have like a home, and like all the places that I used to kind of store it don't really exist anymore. So I'll have to figure that one out. But overall, pretty happy. I have a laundry bin of stuff to go through to sort and figure out where it's going to go. Because the white unit I had emptied. So that stuff all came from this. But I know that I don't need all of it. So I will have to rejig that. So that'll be next spot. And then I will show you like the grand reveal, although you've kind of seen most of it, but I will do the finishing touches and I will show you guys. I am pretty thrilled with how everything turned out. A little bit of creativity, it doesn't hurt. So I'm just finalizing, putting away some jewelry that I had in a bunch of different containers, and then I will show you guys the overview. I'm going to show you the overview tomorrow, so I'll insert a clip of that here. Alright, here is the grand reveal. Nice little pan over. So as I said, I flipped these units over, so they're upside down, which means because they had no base, they're open to the top. So it worked out with the books and my files, so I'm pretty happy with that. I just have a school shelf of things there, some stuff underneath, and then these containers I completely purged, but they still have some random smattering of things, and yes, if you have a keen eye, that would be a Game Boy Color. It would be. And then over here, I decided, I don't remember what this looked like last night, but I did turn it around again to be like this. I had it facing me, but it's a little bit close to that workspace. And then I just put my jewelry plates and stuff back over here. Now I used to have this one and this one over on here where the purse is. But since I can't put the purse over here on display anymore, I figured I might as well just put all of my jewelry together. So I have the feather plate, and that's actually a soap tray, but it's pretty. And still a couple of miscellaneous things on my shelf. And then I'm storing my black folding stool and my folding table there in case I need it. I always love when my space is super clean. Fortunately, I'm not very good at keeping it that way, but I'm actually super happy with this. And for whatever reason, the fact that this looks like it's visually lower now without having the sign there, without having the table, it feels less cluttered. I feel like I have more square footage on the ground. So super happy about that. The next thing I gotta tackle is my closet, but that's for another day. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really, really does help. And let me know what you'd like to see. I got some fashion content on the way, some home, some lifestyle, all that stuff. So let me know what you'd like to see next. I'll see you guys in my next video. And in the meantime, go check me out on Instagram. I post more frequently there. See ya.